All right, everybody, welcome to another weekly market review session. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Now, we are coming or approaching to the mid of September, middle of September, and a couple of things I want to go through with all of you on what to expect for this week. So, firstly, again, seasonality, something I've been using to track to see how the markets are, to give me a gauge of what to expect. You can see for the month of September, like I've highlighted, around the middle of the September, there is a peak or a rally up. So do be careful, okay? Number one, I'm still, if you ask me my opinions on the market, I am not bearish. I don't think we're going to a bear market. I still believe it's more of a choppy sideways to short-term bearishness, but long-term perspective, all right? Long-term perspective, mid-term perspective, that means in the next couple of months, okay, or next year for myself, where do I see the markets? Very simply, I am still bullish on it. Yeah, I'm still bullish on it. So if you can see the markets, how it is right now, again, you can see for September, always there is a spike up. There is some bullish momentum. So this is number one. For those of you who are shorting the market, think it's going to be very bearish, going to keep continuing, be careful of this. Personally, for myself, I'm not going into any bearish positions, okay? Still sticking to day trades. I feel in this environment, day trades are still better. That's what you should do. And, you know, with the type of swing trades, maybe holding it overnight for myself. All right, that's a maximum that I will go to, but still day trades I find in this environment. All right, still the best. So that's the seasonality. Now, in terms of events for this week, you can see we got CPI data, okay, consumer price index coming out on Wednesday. Always a measure of inflation. How is it going to go? I'm pretty sure investors are waiting in anticipation for this event. Okay, they are waiting in anticipation for this event on how to approach the markets, how to go about their trading. So pretty sure all eyes on this event. Markets will probably have major movement after this event. Okay, and second one is also PPI. So PPI is the next day. These two events normally a catalyst for how markets are going to move. So pay very close attention to this week. All right, I'm going to be looking out for this. Now, on to the charts. Okay, so we are on my QQQ chart, my 1 year, 1 day. Very simple, guys. Very simple. In my eyes over here, okay, I just draw this for myself. Right, let me just redraw again. Okay, for myself, I see a very nice cup and handle pattern forming. Okay, so we can see up and then for itself down here. Okay, now look like forming the handle for itself. Okay, so what do I think or where do I expect this? I think, like I said, for the next couple of weeks is more choppiness, more sideways movement, but eventually I believe it should break and go up higher. And I wouldn't be surprised is in the next coming months, talking about going into November, December, okay, maybe even into January. We're already in the coming to the fourth quarter of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the price return back to its original 400 up here. All right. It has to at least return back here and test the previous highs we were. All right. Really crazy, guys, how the markets change and how the markets move. Just literally a year ago, all right, we were at 400. And, you know, a year later, through all the ups and downs, we are back to where we were. So it just shows you how sentiment can change, how to always make sure you are staying invested into the markets, even through the bad times or through the down, and to ride them so you can capitalize on the gains. All right. So like I said, cup and handle pattern I see forming here. I think definitely it can possibly go higher, but for the short term, maybe a bit of sideways movement before it finds its rally up. Okay. So this is where I am looking at in terms of the markets. Now, again, let's dig in a little bit deeper. I'm going into the US 100. Okay. So let's go into the US 100. Okay, so now we're on the US 100. Let's go to my hourly chart. So very simply, guys, if you look at my hourly chart for myself, okay, we draw a downtrend line. Okay, so if you see on the short term, so on the short term for ourselves, you can see that I have a downtrend or downtrend line over here, and eventually, or the price has already broken for itself. All right, already broken for itself. Okay, and this is still moving as of now. Okay, but it has already broken for itself. Okay, and on an even shorter term, you can see there's a little bit of a triangle. Okay, so I draw for all of you guys so you can see. Okay. Oopsie daisy. Okay, all right. So you can see there is a triangle that has formed. Okay, so again, price has bounced up on this trend line, and then this is the resistance. So currently, price is hovering, okay, hovering at this resistance for itself. If it can break above, then we can expect more bullish and upside movement. Okay, now even if I turn on my 20 EMA, so as you guys know, I use my daily 20 EMA, you can see very clearly on the red line, okay, where prices are at now, they are chopping sideways. Okay, they are resting nicely around my 20 EMA area and they are chopping sideways. So you can break above this triangle, okay, can break above, go up, more upside, all right, and then if it breaks to downwards, then of course more downside, right? So again, I'm just seeing where and waiting for it to find its direction. Like I said, short term, more choppiness, maybe slightly bearish, but mid-term, long-term, I'm still bullish on the markets. Okay, now even on the SPY, right? Okay, so if we go to the SPY, again, very close. We can see we are not that high away from the previous highs. That's about 467. I believe SPY in the coming months should come back to test and beat that. Okay. I think first thing it has to do is retest again this 451 to 453 level. Okay. Once it can break that, it will retest my next level at around 460. And once it can break above 460, then the 467. And that is where we were literally a year ago. Okay. So that's for the SPY. Now, if we go into the US 500, look at my hourly chart. So again, for SPY US 500, this is with pre-market. You can actually see, guys. Okay. Can actually see, this was a trend line up. This is a short-term resistance. The price is already broke as of now. Let's hopefully see if we can stay above this. All right. If we can stay above for itself. Okay. So that's how it is in terms of the pre or the current short-term movement. Now, if I zoom out a bit further, okay. Okay. So if I zoom out a bit further, I take a long-term downtrend line for myself. You can see very nicely, price has stayed below. It came up above here, tested, okay. Tested again, big time. Then finally, third test, it broke. Now the price is coming back down for retest, all right, or around this area to retest, okay. So like I said, that's why I say still long-term, mid-term bullishness, temporary pullback, temporary short-term going sideways. All right, but we are still clear for the long-term picture, which is bullishness. Okay, so this is how the US 500 SPY is looking at. Now, some stocks, okay, they have pulled back a bit. Okay, so for example, Microsoft coming down a lot. Okay, so you can see Microsoft for itself coming down quite a bit. Again, for those of you looking for position trading or accumulating stocks, literally, this is the points where you guys should have gone in. Okay, these are points where you should have gone in for your investments. I think now, if you want to go, it's still okay. But personally, for myself, you could have gotten it at a better price. That's why when prices are dropping, if it's fundamentally good companies you're holding for the next 10 years for yourself minimum, you should go into them for your dollar cost averaging. Position trading as well, as it drops, some more you accumulate. Okay, so for myself, not accumulating anything at this point, already did all my position trades and investment amounts when the market dropped heavily earlier on in end of August. Okay, so again, always look out for the market, see how individual stocks are doing, make sure they come down or pull back healthily, and then go in for your position trades or long-term investments, dollar cost averaging. All right, so again, Microsoft for itself, if you haven't got in yet, still got opportunity, still at my 50 MA currently now. Okay, yep, still at my 50 MA, so still a good level. I just feel like could have gotten a better point over here when it dropped earlier. Okay, but those of you who haven't gone in, this is still a point where you can go in for position trading or long-term investments. All right. So I think let's see Apple as well. So Apple, another one. Apple dropped quite incredibly for itself. You can see again at a pretty low point. Okay, I think this is mainly due to the upcoming Apple announcement happening this week. Okay, I think a lot of people, investors and traders don't believe that or don't think much will come away from it with iPhone sales decreasing and not much innovation as well. The smartphone industry has kind of slowed down and stagnated in certain segments. So because of that, investors are in anticipation of this. Okay, but again, pretty good levels for Apple if you are looking to position trade or accumulate shares, already below my 100 MA. All right, we are still underneath my 100 MA. So if you have not accumulated for your position trades or dollar cost averaging for this month or haven't gone in yet, still at a good price point you can go into. All right, so go in, check it out for Apple. Apple is also on a pretty undervalued perspective, has gone down quite a bit. Okay, so in terms of market outlook, that's it, guys. Okay, just be careful. CPI data is coming out. Okay, like I mentioned, CPI, PPI, investors will be waiting for that. Mid-term to long-term perspective, still bullish, just temporary choppiness or sidewayness in the market. QQQ, 1 year, 1 day, showing that cup and handle pattern like I drew for all of you just now. Okay, on that cup and handle pattern for my 1 day. Okay, on a 1 day, you can see my cup and handle going down all the way up. Then also for SPY, short term already breaking my triangle. See if you can stay above that. Okay, seasonality also showing that middle of September tends to be a bullish rally for itself. Okay, so again, bear all of this in mind. Take your trading safely this week. Okay, approach the markets with caution. And yep, that's it. And that's all that I have for this week's video. Okay, so as usual, guys, take care, stay safe, trade safe, and I will see you next week.